What's going on, everybody? It is DeShun, your music manager for the Sipp FM and WJSU, as well as host of Jazzmatic Mornings on WJSU, here to run down my top 5 black influences in music. It is Black Music Month, so we want to celebrate all of our black influences as they come in whatever generation. So I want to go ahead and run you down my top 5. First, in no particular order, I want to start with the trumpeter, Roy Hargrove. Roy Hargrove is my favorite trumpeter, my favorite jazz musician, period. And I'm not a trumpet player, but his sound and his creativity is something to be heralded. And, over my lifetime, I felt that, not a lot of people talk about Roy. So in my opinion, his creativity is a little bit underrated with songs like The Joint, and songs like Miss Garvey are a testament to his overall just versatility in his artistry. Number 2, I want to go with the queen of neo soul, Erykah Badu. Erykah Badu is one of the greatest R&B acts ever, in my opinion, because she brought something extremely original with Baduism back in 1997. She captured a sound that I don't think has been replicated since then, and she's continued to create that sound over the span of her career. Songs like obviously On and On, one of her biggest hits. One of my favorite tunes, Didn't You Know, is also a testament to the creativity of one of my other top 5 black influences in music we'll get to later on. But Erykah Badu is something that cannot be recreated, and her legacy and her style is just something that I've always been attracted to. I always go to her to hear something that I've never heard before. She is kind of sort of what the direct influence of jazz looks like for me. Number 3, as a producer, one of my favorite acts ever, one of my favorite producers is Dilla. Out of Detroit, Michigan, rest his soul. Dilla was so influential as a sampler because he's done things with music and samples that, again, still have not been able to be recreated to this day, with his synthesization and his quantization. He's broken up samples and done things in music that, again, people still can't do to this day. With songs like, from his own solo album, Gobstoppers, it's an instrumental piece, just a straightforward, just a vibe. One of the songs that he did for Erykah Badu, which I mentioned earlier, was Didn't You Know? But one of my other favorite pieces he did is called Players, that he did when he was with Slum Village back in the 90s. Moving along into number, 4? I want to give it to the reason that Atlanta sounds like it sounds today, and that is Outcast. Shout out to Andre 3000 and Big Boy. Outcast was so influential to me because not only do I think that they set the foundation for what Atlanta sounds like today, they did it in a way that was their own way. They came up in a time where, the mecca of hip hop, New York, kind of sort of ran everything. So things that were valid in hip hop didn't really have a chance to be validated through the South. And I think that Atlanta, with Outkast, was the foundation for putting Atlanta on the map and creating the foundation for who they are today. Last but not least, I want to give it to John Coltrane, saxophone player. My instrument, I do play the saxophone. John Coltrane is the gold standard for what instrumental jazz is for me. His sound and his ideology are so, well thought out. So again, I want to run down my top 5. John Coltrane, Roy Hargrove, Outcast, Erykah Badu, and the Dilla. Thank you all for tuning in.